guys, and in today's video, we're going to be busting 25 myths in Driving Empire. This is the most I've ever done. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video because we have 25 to bust. So let's go. Alright, so let's officially start this challenge, and the first one is the Tanaka Tote has the fastest acceleration. Now, I don't know if he means in-game or just a very fast acceleration, so let's check that right now. So let's pull out the 1991 Tanaka Tote, and let's just go to the drag race and see how this thing does. And okay, this thing is very fast. What? Alright, let's see if this Tanaka Tote has very, very fast acceleration or the fastest acceleration in the game. So there's my record up there, which is the bike. A bit unfair, but what time is this thing going to pull? The Tanaka Tote. 6 seconds! That is like... Usually you gotta pay like $1 million for a car to do 6 seconds, and then this little K truck is doing 6 seconds. I'm gonna say that one is true. That is a true one, because what was that? This thing accelerates so fast. Not the fastest in the game, but very fast. You just don't expect it. So without further ado, let's get on to the next myth. Alright, and the next myth is that the limited Batista has better handling than the regular Batista. So let's go into the dealership and actually check stats. Real stats. So let's see. Pininfarina. There you go. That's how you say it. But let's look at these stats. So the limited has a handling of 65%. While the regular one has, okay, but now we gotta go all the way back, has a handling of 64%. So it actually does have a better handling by 1%. 1%. So this one is also true. That one's true. And let's get on to the next myth. But that's just a little bit interesting. 1%. Alright, the next myth is that there's a hidden McLaren logo under the roof scoop on the McLaren 765 LT Coupe. So let's get out of this car, go in the camera mode, and check if this is true or false. So okay. Under it, he said, I'm just gonna go slow, and just see if I can find anything anywhere. So here's the roof scoop right here. No logo, just carbon. I don't know if this is where he wants me to look, but I'm looking everywhere around it, and I don't see a McLaren logo on this thing anywhere. It's just like a carbon roof scoop. I still don't see anything, so I'm not sure if I'm looking in the right place, but I'm gonna say this one is false. This one is not true for now because I can't find a logo under the roof scoop anywhere. Without further ado, let's get on to the next myth. Alright, the next myth is that the Noble M600 Speedster is the best budget drift car in the game. He said to fully upgrade it and put rear-wheel drive on it. Go to performance and let's max it all out. I think it should be already maxed all out. Brakes, everything. Oh, you know what? We'll just put these on it right here. Tires. Oh, no. We need drift tires on this thing. Fully upgraded drift tires, he said. Nitrous, that's upgraded. And then drivetrain needs to be rear wheel. Okay, this thing is very slippery, and that's like a good thing when you're trying to make a drift car in Driving Empire. But is it the best budget drift car? Actually, don't know. Let me just drive it around for a second, just do some drifts. It's kind of sensitive. It's like the Lycan Hypersport, like a heavy in the back type situation, so it's just like kind of too hard to control sometimes. But this one, okay, this one is really good. I do drifts a lot, so I feel like I am decent at it. But I'm gonna say this one, like, it's not like the best budget car in the game because my personal favorite is the KTM Expo GTX. But I'm gonna say this still is a very good one, so I'll just say it's true. That one is true. This could be the best budget drift car in the game. A very good one at least. But without further ado, let's get on to the next myth. Alright, the next myth is that if you put a metallic wrap on this Pininfarina, still don't know how to say that, it should glitch. So let's go into customization and see what happens. Go into customization, put a metallic wrap on this thing, and I don't see anything glitching out, but that doesn't mean that it won't. So just put a metallic wrap on the first layer and go outside and see if it's a bit glitchy, because this used to happen on old models, so let's see if it's happening on this one. Is it? I don't see it glitching out anywhere, honestly. I think I do see it a little there, as you can see on the number 1. Like, look at that. It's kind of, you ready? If I, like, go to the side a little bit, you can kind of see it, like, start to, like, you know, take over the number. But it's not as bad as what it used to be on the old cars. Like the Ford GT especially was really glitchy. But yeah, as you can see when I turn, that 0 is being covered up by the metallic wrap. Pretty unfortunate, but it's fine. The normal wrap looks way better than metallic wrap anyway, so I would just leave the normal wrap on. It looks very good. But let's get on to the next myth. Alright, the next myth is that some Hennessy's have an extra flame when you drive. So I think it is true on this one. So the Roadster, if you just hit boost, you can see there's an extra flame. So you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, but then there's one coming out of the middle somewhere where there's nothing there. There's no exhaust pipe there. So this one is true. There is an extra flame on the Hennessy Venom F5. I don't know why. It's kind of a glitch on a lot of cars besides Hennessy. But yeah, that is true. Let's get on to the next myth. All right, the next myth is that there's a note on the dashboard on the Temerario. I don't know if I'm saying that right too. Like I said, I struggle to pronounce car names, but I don't know what he means by notes. But let's just look all over this dashboard in camera mode to get a better view. I don't see anything here. Like I see this thing right here, Lamborghini. There's no like notes if it's like Easter egg-ish. I don't see anything on the steering wheel. By the way, this model is amazing. At VH, that could be it. That could be it. There's a lot on the screen, like when he says notes. So I'm not sure like what he's really talking about. And then there's this right here, which that is just another speedometer just on the passenger seat. So yeah, he might be meaning whatever this is. All V8 engine on wait for Kata startup, but warm up I mean. But I don't really see what he means by note, so I'm just gonna say this thing is true. You know what? There is kind of a note on the dashboard, so that could be it, but I'm not really seeing what he's seeing. Let's get on to the next myth. All right, and the next myth is that on the TVR 350C, there isn't also an extra flame just like the Hennessy. So as you can see, yes, there is 2 exhaust pipes, but there's one like flame randomly coming out of the middle. And there's no exhaust pipe there. So yes, this is true. There is an extra flame on the TVR. It's just on a lot of cars. I can see it on the Range Rover, the Hennessy. I don't know what the glitch is, but yeah, there's just an extra flame. So yeah, let's get on to the next myth. All right, and the next myth is that on the bottom of the spoiler on the limited Pininfarina, there is a logo of some sort. And as you can see, there is. So if I could just stop and look at this in camera mode. All right, go under here. So right here, you can see, I think this is probably a signature from the, creator of the brand. And on this side, it's probably just some award. I don't know what this is. It's probably, something to do with the #1 logo on the car. I haven't learned too much about a Pininfarina, but yeah, this is probably like the logo or the signature from the creator. And this is probably something to do with the number on the side. But yeah, this is true. There is some logo on the bottom of the spoiler in Driving Empire. Let's get on to the next myth. This next myth is that this car right here can shoot flames for 5 to 7 seconds. So I'm just going to let go of top speed. And there you go. It is shooting flames for a while. This does happen on the Koenigsegg Regera too. So I think I know what it is. I think it's just like, shooting flames. But let's just do one more time because that was about 3 seconds, I would say 4 seconds. Get up to top speed and just let go. It's going for pretty long. Yeah, that's okay. That was like 5 seconds, I would say. So this one is also true. This one is a true myth. This 400R Nissan Skyline right here can shoot flames for 5 to 7 seconds at top speed if you just let go. All right, the next myth is that on some Jescos, the headlights are glitched. I don't know what he means by some because if one was glitched, the whole game's entirety would be glitched. But I think I know what he means. Just the headlights on the Koenigsegg Jesco and Absolute are switched. I think it depends on the country you get it delivered to, what the headlights are going to be like, but usually people see Jescos with the headlights, this white part on top. See, like the gray area, it's supposed to be flip-flops. So the white part is on that part, and then the darker part is on the bottom, but I think it actually, it's determined by what country you live in and where you drive the car. I don't know, that's what I've heard, but yeah, usually people just say that the Absolute and the Jesco headlights were switched, but it's fine. It's not actually glitched. It's just, different for everyone. But let's get on to the next myth. All right, the next myth is that when you open doors on the Koenigsegg Jumeirah, they are floating. I see this on the Koenigsegg Jesco, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was on the Jumeirah too. So let's open these doors, go in the camera mode, and see if they actually are connected. And, yeah, they're floating. There's nothing connecting that. That's just magic right there. That is some, Back to the Future type stuff. What is this, bro? But yeah, this one is true. So let's get on to the next myth. All right, the next myth is that the McLaren Speedtail, when you rev it up to full RPMs, it will get stuck if you let off the W key, which I believe because this happens on the Regera and a lot more other cars. So if we just stop, go into manual mode and neutral, and if you just go all the way to the top, it's not actually getting stuck at the top, which I'm surprised, but maybe he said the limited version, so let's just check that one real quick. I mean, it might have been fixed. I've been seeing this happen on Regeras where you see the red line, it gets stuck at the red line when you rev if you let go of the W key. And I don't see it happening. I see it only going to the yellow part, which is also a bit of a glitch, but I don't see it going to the full RPM. So I'm going to say this one is false, but I know what you mean. I've seen it on other cars, and maybe it was just fixed on the Speedtail, but let's get on to the next myth. All right, the next myth is that the Devil 16 is the fastest car in Driving Empire, and I believe this is now false because the Jesco passed it up by 1 mile per hour, but we can check stats in the dealership. All right, so for the grand reveal, where's the Devil 16? The Devil 16 top speed is 319 miles per hour. This is stock, by the way, but it's going to be the same thing, just 1 mile per hour difference. If it's, you upgrade it and stuff like that, it's 319, and the Jesco is 320. So it is faster by 1 mile per hour. 1 single mile per hour. We got the new fastest car in the game, which is the Koenigsegg Jesko. So that makes this myth false. This one is false, and just because recently the Koenigsegg Jesko was added, and it's faster by 1 single mile per hour. But let's get on to the next myth. Alright, the next myth is that in the Jaguar collection, you don't have to buy the D-Type anymore. And I think I know what he means by this, so let's just go to the collections and go to Jaguar. And you can see, I don't think you've ever had to. So it is kind of true at the same time because it is not here. But I don't know if it was originally here. Because the D-Type was a limited, I believe. So that wouldn't work out because people wouldn't be able to get it if they missed out on the limited. So I don't think it was actually ever like for collection card. But this is kind of true because it's not there. So I'm just going to say neutral. Neutral. This one is kind of like not true, but true. So yeah, let's get on to the next myth though in Driving Empire. All right, the next myth is, can you walk or run on water? I actually forgot what he said, but you know, let's just test it out. You ready? You can. You can. I mean, I'm floating. I'm not really walking or running, but I am moving across the water, moving. So I'm gonna say this is true. This is a weird myth though. Let's get on to the next one. All right, the next myth is that you could fly some cars in the air for 15 to 35 seconds. And I'm thinking he's meaning going off the ramp. So now I have the new official fastest car in the game, and we're gonna go off the ramp and see how far we fly for. So let's just go back here, go to top speed, and go off the ramp. All right, I got my phone right here. When I go off the ramp, I will start the timer. So start it now. I missed the freaking ramp, bro. Oh my. Alright, let's just go redo that again. I'll make sure to not do that again. Alright, so again, I do have my timer. So the second, if I even go off the ramp this time, you don't really know these days. I will start the timer and see how long we go for. So let's just make sure I start this timer at the right time and go off the ramp. Start it. That was 2 seconds, not 15 seconds. So I'm gonna say this one is false. I don't know why it took that long to, you know, bust that myth. But without further ado, let's get on to the next one. All right, the next myth is that there is a frozen lake that you can do drifts on, and this one was true. But now that the Winterfest is gone, it is not true. So there is no lake, and you're just gonna go through the ocean. So right now, this one is false, but it was true back then. Let's get on to the next myth in Driving Empire. I really wish that frozen lake was still here. It was really fun. All right, the next myth in Driving Empire is that if you join Voltex or Driving Empire made by Voltex Group, you will get 20% cash boost. And this one is, what is it? It's actually kind of true because it's 15%. Probably forgot that it was, you know, the 15% and said 20%. So I'm just gonna deem this one true because if you do join the group, you'll get 15% more cash boost. It's not 20, but that's probably what he meant. So 15% more cash boost if you join the group. That is true. Well, let's get on to the next myth in Driving Empire. All right, the next myth is that the Bentley Continental GT3 speed was decreased to 345 kilometers per hour, or that's what you mean. I'm an American person, so I don't really know. But I don't actually remember what it was before. But I feel like, you know, it is a little bit slower. It is a little bit slower. So I'm going to say this one is true because I honestly can't tell. I don't remember what it was originally. So I have no backup information. But it does feel a little bit slower. So I'll just say it's true, you know? Let's get on to the next myth in Driving Empire. The next myth is that on the Audi R8 LMS GT, if you open the hood, the V10 logo won't go up with the hood. And yeah, let's just check this one out. So let's just stop over here. And as you can see, there is a V10 logo on the side of this hood. You can barely see it, but it's right there. And when you open it, it doesn't go up with it. So yes, this one is true. It's kind of just floating in the air right there. But okay, that's pretty interesting. Small little glitch. But yeah, that is true. The Audi R8 logo will not go up with the hood on this car right here. But let's get on to the next myth. All right, the next myth is that Rambo looks like young Ryan Trahan. I can definitely see that, and I've been getting a lot of comments about that, so I'm not actually complaining, so I'm just gonna say this was true. Yeah, let's just go. Let's get on to the next myth in Driving Empire, because that's not really Driving Empire related. Alright, the next myth is that on the Jaguar, the Jaguar logo has Jaguar written on it, so I see Jaguar back here, but on the actual logo, I don't see a Jaguar written on this one. Let me get a newer one out, maybe. Here's a newer one, and yes, there it is. That's true. Right here, there is a Jaguar logo, or a Jaguar symbol on the Jaguar logo, which, you know, that's not really, like, that surprising, but pretty interesting. And yeah, that one is true, but let's get on to the next myth. All right, the next myth is kind of similar to the one we got earlier, and it is true. There is a logo on the bottom of the spoiler on the Pininfarina. Did I already forget how to say it? Yeah, I did. I don't know. I don't actually know, but yeah, this one is true. Well, let's get on to the next myth, which is actually the last myth. So we already done 24 myths. I did not expect that. I thought we did like 10 myths, but we've already done 24 myths. So without further ado, let's get on to the last myth in Driving Empire that I have for you guys in today's video. All right, the next myth is that the platform for that race over there, you know, the Samsung race, is a Samsung. So we're actually going to go drive over there, go in the free cam, and see if the bottom of it is actually Samsung, because that would be pretty interesting. So let's actually go check that out. Holy crap, I didn't actually not expect that one to be true, but it is. I'm kind of seeing the resemblance of a Samsung phone in the sky right there. That is actually super interesting. I want to get up closer though, because that's funny. Well, that is cool. So the bottom of this race is a huge Samsung phone. That is actually interesting. Nobody would ever notice this. I don't know how you, the one who wrote this comment, actually noticed this, but that's hilarious. It's a Samsung phone in the sky. So this one is true for the last myth. And yeah, this is basically going to be the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to check out my description where my other two channels are, especially my Forza Horizon 5 channel. Thank you for 2,000 subscribers. Subscribe to this channel so I can reach my goal of 35,000 subscribers, and hope to see you guys in the next video. But that was busting 25 myths in Driving Empire, and I actually did not expect this one.